All right, boys. Today we got a 2014 Chevy Malibu, and we've got a power steering issue. Customer replaced the power steering rack and pinion because there was some play in the steering wheel. So it was a physical issue. They replaced it with a used module, and we're getting a C0800 low power coming to the device, to the power steering rack, and also a VIN mismatch because it's used. I went ahead and checked the main power and grounds. I'm going to show you the diagram of this module, and it actually does have power. I also pulled up the live data, and it is showing less than 1 volt is coming into the module. So that usually means you're either going to literally have a power problem or a ground problem. I checked the ground circuit, and that circuit is also good. So I'm starting to lean that it's the actual rack, the steering rack, that is bad. Chime in, guys. Let me know if you guys ever ran into an issue like this. If you've seen something like this happen. The device actually powers on, reporting 1 volt of power. You can communicate with it and everything, read the data stream, but of course it's failing because it doesn't have enough power, right? Less than 1 volt. And it should be having that battery voltage, right? 12 volts. So guys, this is the next day. I actually had them change out the motor on the rack and pinion, the electric motor, and now the steering is working, power steering is working. The problem is there's a steering angle sensor error, so we're going to check that out now. Okay, boys, what I'm going to suspect is when they remove the rack and pinion, the steering wheel might have did a spin or something one way or the other, which put the steering angle sensor off. So I've, as you probably saw on the screenshot, I've actually have the steering angle sensor at perfect 0 degrees. So I'm going to look at the wheel now and see if the wheels are straight ahead. If they're not, that's exactly what the problem is. You see that? And that is exactly what the problem is. So the car thinks, once you have the steering angle sensor like this, the car thinks it's going in a skid, so it's not plausible, and the car is going straight, and the other sensors are not showing that type of result. So that's what causes you to get that error. So we're gonna have to, let me see if I could just reset it. Most of the times you actually it's a manual thing, so you might have to disconnect it and turn the actual wheel into the correct position to align it. But let's see. Okay, boys, as you can see, there's no more error. That's an old message. It was able to calibrate it. I just had to center the steering wheel and also the wheels, which they are completely straight, and I was able to re-zero the steering angle sensor to 0 without having to do anything physical, and now it's at 0. So I'm going to take it for a spin, and the error and the problem shouldn't come back. All right, so if we did the job right, we shouldn't get the error. So take it for a quick little spin. So far so good. We're going at this speed and it hasn't detected that the steering angle is off, which is a good sign. Now we're going to turn. This is also a telltale sign when you sign when you turn. It can trigger that as well if your calibration is off on the steering angle sensor. So we're doing another turn, and it looks good. So I would say that fixed the problem. I'm just going to turn it off and on to clear out the little message, the old message we got there. And that's it. Looks like a fix. Little bonus footage for you boys that stay to the end coming up. All right, back. Let me turn it off. Now let me open the door. I like to open the door that kind of shuts everything off completely. Now I'm going to start it. And no more error messages, boys. So that's a fix. A little bonus footage for you boys that stay to the end. Knowing, as I always say, if you didn't know this, now you know, boys. And guess what? Knowing is half the battle. Huevo, que no sirve. This is the connection. Power and ground comes in here, the main two. Motor's no good.